I'm standing here with Big Mike Jenkins, the Arnold Strongman champion. Defeated a dream field, really, when you think about it. You were second here last year behind Brian Shaw, who people thought was unbeatable after he not only won the Arnold Classic Strongman, but he also won the World's Strongest Man. Derek Poundstone is a two-time champion, back from injury. You had Zydrunas Savickas, who's won this thing 6 times. I mean, you were up against some serious odds. The odds makers in Las Vegas never would have picked you. You emerged victorious. Tell me how you feel.
Like you said, it was, the top 10 guys in the world, hands down. 7 of us were at World's Strongest Man finals. Misha was podium last year at Worlds. Mike Burke's up-and-comer here in America, and it was just, it's hard to explain. There's only been 5 winners now. Myself, Derek, Brian Zydrunas, and Mark Henry won the first one. It's a very, very short list, and to beat Zydrunas, Derek, or Brian at any event, let alone a whole contest, speaks volumes for, the training I've done.
Now, people are going to say, how did Mike Jenkins go from last year to this year? And the truth is, you've gained, at least in my mind, you've gained at least 15 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, I was about 385 last year at the Arnold. My body composition was a lot different. I switched up my diet, got on a much better diet, and I'm just training smarter, not harder. You learn your body, that, Dave, the years and years of training, you train smarter, you don't have to bust your ass as much, and you just know how to read your body and listen to it, and you'll make it much better gains as opposed to pushing through when you really need rest.
Are you a 400-pounder at this point in time?
I was about 395, give or take, right about 2 weeks ago, but I really don't weigh myself. I think as long as I'm healthy, I feel good, I'm getting stronger, my numbers are good in the gym, then I'm not going to worry about weight, because if you lose weight, that can get in your mind, oh, I'm losing weight, am I getting weaker? So, I just keep my journal and let the numbers speak for itself.
I got to ask you this question, and I bet a lot of viewers out there might not even realize this, but when I was over 300, I had trouble finding a scale that could weigh me. You're 400 pounds. All these guys that throw up these 420, 430, where do you guys weigh yourself?
It's funny, I went on Amazon.com, and I guess the scale for really obese people goes up to 550, so I weigh my stones on it too, but it talks to you because it's for people that can't see the numbers. There's a real big one that goes up to 600 that projects the number on the wall. So I'm not that big yet, but when I do weigh myself in the morning, my little lady says hello, I'm ready, I get on the scale, and she tells me my weight.
Did she tell you you're overweight, get on a diet?
No, she just tells me my weight, she doesn't judge me. She, the number's the number.
Judge-free zone.
Yeah, it's a judgment-free zone in my house with my scale.
Talk to me a little bit about the competition. How many events did you win?
I won 3 events, and those 3 are all new world records. Then I think I was 3rd in the axle clean and press, and then I was 7th in the deadlift, which was, a disappointment to me. My deadlift training has been a lot better than it was last year. I expected to pull around 1,000. I think I pulled around 940, but I guess it made it interesting in the long run when it came down to the last event.
It's interesting because you won 3 events, and there was 5 events total. Derek Poundstone won 0 events, and he was just tenths of a second behind you from defeating you. Now, going into that last event, where you had to lift up the frame and run up 30 feet incline, you went before Derek went. Now, Derek, we know, is a clutch guy. He likes to pull these things out in the last minutes. He's done it twice before. He's won 2 Arnold Strongmans like that. Were you worried when Derek picked up that frame that he might defeat you?
You always have to be worried in every event, every contest, especially with the Arnold. But I knew I didn't have any regrets when I got out of the frame. I went as fast as I possibly could. I had a good number. I beat everybody to that point. But, I knew Derek had a chance at beating me, and all you can do in Strongman is the best you can do. If he beat me, then he beat me fair and square.
You ran with that frame, and this thing weighed 850 pounds. They couldn't use straps. You ran with it up that ramp like it weighed 10 pounds. Derek looked like he was struggling. You look like you could have done it even faster. You look like you could have got another 30 feet.
It's usually, if you watch the video from Worlds, my first half of the run is slow. My pick's slow, so I pick up speed as I go. So the whole time I was accelerating until I crashed into the boards. But, I think it was like 0.14 seconds ahead of Derek. And, at 0.110, doesn't matter how far you're ahead, a win's a win.
Show the audience your hands. This guy's got and I have big hands, all right? Look at the size of my hand compared to this guy. And everyone knows I have a big hand. This guy has got a monster claw that gripped around that frame. Do you have some of the best grip strength in the business?
I think I do. I train my grip really hard. Big Dog Strong actually helped me out with a frame that has thicker handles than the one that's on the frame here. So I can go up the contest weight and above, and it's actually more of a workout because it's thicker handles, so you have to hold on tighter so you don't lose the weight. And when I get these little handles, it feels like nothing.
Going into the finals, Zdrunas Zavickas, who's won this thing 6 times, was in the lead. Now, I understand everyone was telling me that he's not good at carrying the frame because he's got so much callus on his hand. He doesn't have big hands. Do you think that was a disadvantage for him?
That's what people have told me, that that's one of his weaker events. But that's the way things play out. But Zdrunas, in the strength community, he's the best ever. So I mean, Lord knows what he can do. So I was worried up until he made that first drop, and I knew it was all over at that point.
And I look at you and I look at Derek, and you guys look like you're athletes. You look athletic. You're pretty lean. You got some good muscle mass. Zdrunas looks just like a guy who eats pizza all day, and the guy is unbelievable. The speed, the strength he has. I mean, where do you think is this a genetic component to this?
He's been at the game a long time. Just like in bodybuilding, where the older guys, you have the thick, dense muscle. And he doesn't need to train as much. He does a lot of contests. I guess he is just one of those genetic guys that, he's just static. He's a statically strong freak. Like, that's all. That's the only way you can put it.
Add another little list of accolades to your list of accomplishments. You won our Bros vs. Pros truck pull when we held it in Lindenhurst, Long Island. Up until this Arnold Strongman victory, that was your greatest accomplishment as far as I was concerned. Maybe not you. We'd like to. Derek yesterday told me that we're going to be holding another deadlift challenge at his gym, and I think he wants you to come. He's going to challenge you 405 for reps. Would you up for the challenge?
Oh man, I'll give it a shot. I'm not a great deadlifter, and I'll probably, Derek will probably beat me, but I'd love to go. And actually, Mark Lurch, he pulled with me a couple times before the Arnold. We live close, and he came out to the gym.
He's coming too.
So yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I'll come up with Mark, and it's all in good fun. So I'm up for it.
What's the next event for you? Is World's Strongest Man the next, or are you going to have something before that?
Actually, got back to my room last night with an email from Colin Bryce, the guy that runs World's Strongest Man, and I leave for Australia in 2 weeks for a World's qualifier, which it's nice. I'll get it out of the way. Worry about training. I get married a week after that, and then I'm going to do America's Strongest Man in July, and then Worlds in September.
And we saw your wife was very excited. We got some good footage of her right after the event, talking to her mom, telling her that you won, and congratulations on the marriage that's coming up.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Big Mike Jenkins, a real class act. He is the Arnold Strongman champion here this year. Look for him at World's Strongest Man. I expect good things from him. From now, I'm Dave Palumbo, rxmuscle.com.